Hi friends, my name is Victoria and I'm a mindful movement teacher. Today I have an intermediate level Vinyasa flow that is going to be perfect for you to build heat and strength in your body. Even though this is labeled as an intermediate level flow, I've consciously crafted this to be accessible for all practitioners of all levels. I will be offering different cues, modifications, options for you to take or drop so that you can tailor this flow to your own needs. I will be using blocks. I'll be demoing how to use them, when to use them. If you do want to use a strap as well, as we will be focusing on our hamstring flexibility, you can go ahead and bring that in as well. If you don't own either or, you can always use any other household items that you have at your disposal. Feel free to play any music that you'd like in the background if you would like to. And as always, take this at your own pace. If you need to pause the video, if you need to take a breath, whatever it is, this is your practice. I'm only your guide. We'll start in a comfortable seated position. So you can find your Sukhasana, Vajrasana, maybe you bring in a block, wherever you can find a tall seat. And it doesn't matter where your hands rest, just let them rest somewhere that feels comfortable in your body. And just start to close your eyes here and settle. Feeling your sitting bones against the floor, lengthening through your spine, chin is parallel to the floor. And just bringing awareness to the natural rhythm of your breath. Noticing if you are using your chest here to breathe in, I want you to instead fill up through your belly as you breathe in. Trying to keep your sternum here as still as you can. This is called your diaphragmatic breathing. So again, just thinking about expansion here in your belly on the inhales. And letting it go on the exhales. From here, we'll start with some square breathing. So we'll take an inhale for 4 counts, hold it for 4 counts, exhale 4 counts, and then hold for 4 counts. So wherever you are, just take a deep expansive breath in, fill up. And just take a regular deep breath out. Take a deep inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2. Hold for 4, 3, 2. Exhale 4, 3, 2. Hold for 4, 3, 2. Inhale 4, 3, 2. Hold for 4, 3, 2. Exhale 4, 3, 2. Hold 4, 3, 2, and just keep doing this at your own pace, finding stillness in your body, stillness in your mind, finding this box breathing here at your own pace. And again, making sure that you are breathing in through your belly rather than your chest. We'll stay here for about 2 more rounds of this. Finish your last breath, and then when you're ready, you can start to flutter your eyes open. We'll start to stretch our neck and our side body here. So on your next inhale, just sit up tall here. Exhale, twist to your right. Bring your right hand behind you, left hand to your right knee. Puff up through your chest. Again, chin is parallel to the floor, and keep this gentle. And stay for 1 breath. From here, keep your left hand on your right knee. Inhale, sweep your right arm up and overhead. Finding that side body stretch in your right waist side. Maybe your gaze comes to meet your right hand. 1 more inhale. Exhale, right hand drops to your left knee. Left fingertips come behind you. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, gentle twist to the left. Use that bottom arm here as leverage, focusing on lengthening through your spine on the inhales and then twisting deeper on the exhale. 1 more breath. And then on your next inhale, sweep your left arm up and overhead diagonally. Again, finding that side body stretch on your left side this time. Use your right hand as leverage. 1 more inhale. Exhale, release back to center. Bring your right fingertips outside of your right hips, and then bring your left hand to your right ear. Start to find a neck stretch here. Dropping your left ear to your left shoulder. Maybe keeping your head where it is, you start to walk your right fingertips out even more. One more breath. And then come back to center. Now your left hand comes to the mat next to you. Bring your right hand to your left side. And then again, drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Relax that left shoulder. And again, maybe you walk your left fingertips out just one more inch. Stay for the breath. And then back to center. Interlace your fingers. Bring them to the nape of your neck here, maybe slightly above. Take a deep breath in. Open your elbows out wide. Exhale, round through your spine. Bring your chin to your chest. Use the weight of your arms here to open up to the back of your spine. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, round and curl. Last one. Inhale, open, elbows wide. Exhale, round and curl. Beautiful. Now from here, find your tabletop position. We'll warm up our spine. So coming onto all fours, fingers wide, tops of your feet down. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly button, gaze up. Exhale, cat, round and curl through your spine. Inhale, cow pose, lift your tailbone. Exhale, cat. Push the floor away, bring your gaze back to your navel. And just continue to take your cat and cows here. Maybe you start to invite gentle movement into your body. Maybe you find a dancing lion. Letting yourself indulge. Staying here for about 2 more rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, come back to center. From here, step your right toes back behind you and then try to spread all 5 toes on the mat, yes? And then start to rock back and forth. Feel the opening here in the back of your leg, back of your ankle. And then from here, just sweep your right toes out to your right side and then drop the sole of your foot down on the mat. You can bring it as close or far as you'd like and just start to bend into your knee here. Start to invite fluidity into your body, opening up through that right hip. Maybe you press that right hand against your right knee to deepen the opening and make this movement as fast or as slow as you'd like. Play around for 1 more breath. And then when you're ready, extend your right leg. Keep your toes down on the mat. Tuck your left toes back behind you. Inhale, gaze forward, flat back. Exhale, bow your chest down. Drop your forearms to the floor. Breathe here. If the toes being tucked underneath you is too intense, you can always untuck them. And you can play around with the angle of your foot here. Maybe you play around with lifting and dropping your toes. See what that feels like. 1 more breath. And then come back up to your hands, find your tabletop position again. We'll do that on the other side. Step your left toes back behind you, spread them wide, and start to rock forward and back. Forward and back. And same thing here, sweep your left toes out to the left. Finding this like half gate pose, right? And you start to find fluidity into your body, bending and extending into that leg. Maybe you balance yourself out and press your left hand against the inside of your left knee. 1 more breath here. And then extend your left leg, keep your toes down. Tuck your right toes behind you. Inhale, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, release. Drop your hips back to your heel. And same thing here, whatever you did on the other side, balance yourself out, playing with the angle, with lifting and dropping your toes. 1 breath. And when you're ready, come back up to your hands, tabletop position. Inhale, high plank pose. Step your toes back behind you. Hold for 2 rounds of breath. Can you push the floor away to puff up the space in between your shoulder blades, but then melt those shoulders away from your ears? Pull your belly button in towards your spine, and then squeeze your glutes. Activate your quadriceps to distribute the effort here. Start to feel that heat building in your body. Can you draw the eyes of your elbows forward? One more inhale. Stay for the exhale. Last deep breath in, push even further away from the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe here. Maybe you start to play around with bending one knee and then the other, shaking your head side to side, making sure that all 10 fingers are spread wide. Sending your hips high back behind you, and play around for one more breath. When you're ready, start to find stillness here. On your next inhale, lift your heels high up. Exhale, drop your heels to the right. Feel that side body opening in your left side. Inhale, back to center, lift. Exhale, drop your heels to the left. Beautiful. We'll do that once more on both sides. Inhale, center, lift. Exhale, drop to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop to the left. Inhale, back to center, lift your heels high, high, high. Exhale, let them drop. Maybe you keep a micro bend in your knee. And then slowly, taking your time, start to take baby steps to the top edge of your mat. Set up in your forward fold, Uttanasana. Find a generous bend in your knees. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Let your head be heavy. And just take a couple rounds of breath here to settle into the shape. So maybe you grab for opposite elbows. Maybe you let your torso wobble, let your head wobble. Same thing as in the beginning, just finding fluidity here. Let your torso be heavy, let gravity traction through your head and neck. Maybe you bend your knees even more to relax those hamstrings. And when you're ready, drop your fingers down to the mat. You're going to keep your left fingertips on the mat or on a block. Bend your left knee, extend your right leg. Inhale, right fingertips reach up to the ceiling. Gaze up. Hold for one breath. Relaxing those shoulders away from your ears. Stay light on your bottom hand. One more inhale. Exhale, right fingertips to the mat or a block. Switch your legs, bend your right knee this time. Inhale, left fingertips reach for the ceiling. One breath here. Maybe as you gaze up, you keep that chin away from your shoulder. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Again, interlace your fingers behind your head. Can you round even more through your spine? And then gently release your hands back to the mat. Knees stay bent, chin to chest. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And then once you reach the top, just take any micro movements you need to take, whether that's shaking out your legs, your arms, letting go of any crackles, any pops. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to warm up with our sun salutations, starting with Surya Namaskar A. Feet together or hips with distance. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana, drop your head and neck. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back, flow through your Vinyasa, option for Chaturanga or Low Cobra. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Staying here for about 3 more rounds of breath. Engaging your Mula Bandha by pulling your belly button in. Again, maybe you keep a micro bend in your knees. Let your head and neck be heavy. And when you're ready, lift your heels, soften your knees, step or jump to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Beautiful. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, Uttanasana, hinge at your hips, release. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, flow through your Vinyasa. Take your time, stay with your breath. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Breathing here for about 4 rounds. Keeping your inhales and your exhales an even length. Lift your heels, soften your knees. Step, step, or jump to the top. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, gaze forward. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, stand tall, reach high. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain. Last one, best one. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, flow through your Vinyasa. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. 4 rounds of breath on your own. Noticing if your breath is quick and shallow, can you make it soft and wide again? Eyes of your elbows go in and forward to the front. And then lift your heels, soften your knees, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, beautiful. We'll move on to Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, sit low, reach high. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, flow through your Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right foot steps forward, drop your back heel. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, option to flow, option to find your downward facing dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left toe step forward, drop your back heel. Inhale, warrior one, sweep arms overhead. Exhale, chaturanga, low cobra, or skip it. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Taking 4 rounds of breath here. Using your inhales and your exhales as an anchor into your strength, into the present moment. And then lift your heels, soften your knees, travel to the top. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain, beautiful. We'll do that one more time here just to get that heat building. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, flow. If you jump back, make sure you have a tiny bend in your elbow as you lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, left heel back. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, flow. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Left foot forward, right heel back. Inhale, sweep arms overhead. Exhale, flow. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Breathe here. Again, keeping control of your breath. Keeping the inhales the same as the exhales and vice versa. One more breath. Lift your heels, soften your knees, travel to the top. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, mountain, stand tall, arms by your sides, beautiful. All right, bring your feet about hips width distance, hands to your hips. Inhale, stand tall, gaze forward. Exhale, hinge your hips back, chest forward. We're gonna find Parangustasana, or hand to big toe pose. So grab your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toe. So it's called your yogi toe lock. On your next inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, find a flat back. Exhale, extend your legs, bend your elbows out to the front, let your head and neck drop. Finding this nice hamstring opener. Now there's a lot going on here. I want you to try to stack your sitting bones on top of your ankles. So shift your weight forward to the ball mounds of your feet. Bend your elbows out, let them splay out. Use that as leverage to bend even further down. Maybe you keep a micro bend in your knees, shoulders away from your ears, using your inhales to lengthen and your exhales to deepen. 2 more rounds of breath here. Release your big toes, walk your fingertips under your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, parivrtta. This time, palms facing up, fingers facing you. Slide your hands underneath your feet so that your toes meet the creases of your wrist here. Same thing, just a little deeper. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, parivrtta. Now, friends, if this does not feel kind to your body at all, you can always just bring your hands back in front of you on the mat. If not, just stay here for 3 more rounds of breath. Let your head be heavy. And again, find that balance challenge. Start to shift your weight forward to the ball mounds of your feet. And then when you're ready, walk your fingertips forward underneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Again, friends, these are always optional. You can always skip it. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. Kick your right heel back behind you. Exhale, open up your hip. Bring your right heel towards your left glute. And maybe you make circles with your ankle, with your knee. Dial that right armpit down in line with your left. 1 more breath. Inhale, back to center, square your hips. Exhale, knee to nose, hold for 1 breath. Push the floor away. Bring that heel closer to your glute. Inhale, 3-legged down dog, kick back. Exhale, down dog, drop your right toes next to your left. We'll do that on the other side. Inhale, 3-legged down dog, left heel kicks back this time. Exhale, open your hip. Left heel reaches for your right glute this time. Shoulders are square, head and neck are heavy. And if you found circles on the other side, balance yourself out here. Inhale, square your hips, send your heel back behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, 1 breath. Yes, you can. We've been here before. Maybe you bring that knee an inch closer. Push the floor away. Inhale, 3-legged down dog, kick back. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. Stay for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. 1 more inhale. And an exhale. Lift your heels, soften your knees, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll start to add on to this. Inhale, reach the crown of your head forward, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist, revolved chair. Parivrtta, Utkatasana. Hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. Press that top hand down into the bottom one to separate your elbows to deepen this twist. And then make sure your knees are still in line with each other. Try not to let your left knee surpass your right. Yes. Sit your hips low. Chest is open. Stay for the inhale. Stay for the exhale. From here, start to shift your weight into your right foot. Lift your left heel. Maybe you lift your left toes, and then you step your left toes back behind you, finding a revolved crescent lunge. Lift that left heel back behind you. Keep your hips square. Shoulders relax away from your ears. Stay for 1 more breath. On your next inhale, high crescent, square your hips forward. Lift your arms overhead. Settle on the exhale. Inhale to knit your ribcage and lengthen through your spine. Exhale, cactus your arms, tap your back knee to the floor. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift into your high crescent. Exhale, warrior 2. Open up, breathe here. If you need to widen your stance, feel free to do that. Press your right knee to the pinky toe edge of your foot. Melt your shoulders away from your ears. Press into the blade of your back foot. Stay for 2 rounds of breath here. Gaze at your front middle finger, squeeze your glutes. On your next inhale, extend your right leg. Maybe you tuck your back toes in slightly. Exhale, trikonasana, triangle pose. Find length as you reach forward, forward, forward. And then bring your arms to 6 and 12 on the clock. You have options here. You can always bring that block under your hand. Maybe let your bottom hand rest on your shin. Breathe here. Rolling your left inner thigh in and back behind you, and your right inner thigh in and forward. Create that tension to neutralize your tailbone. Gaze up. 1 more breath. Press into the blade of your back foot. Inhale, lift your torso. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, star pose. Parallel your feet. Open up through all 4 limbs. Exhale, warrior 2 to the back. Listen here. Inhale, high crescent to the back. Pick up your back heel. Square your hips. Reach your arms overhead. Settle on the exhale. Hands to your hips. Inhale, extend your front leg. Maybe you bring your back foot a couple inches forward to set up for your pyramid pose. Find your balance. From here, inhale, reach the crown of your head forward. Send your left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, pyramid pose. If you need your blocks, you can always bring them here under your hands. If not, just stay for about 3 rounds of breath. Keep pressing into your back foot here. And then spread your abdomen left and right. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, low lunge, pick up your back heel, bend your front knee. Inhale, 3-legged down dog, kick your left leg back behind you. Exhale, down dog, drop your left toes next to your right. Inhale, shift forward to your high plank. Exhale, option to flow through your vinyasa, option to just send your hips back to down dog. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. 3 rounds of breath here on your own. Again, reconnecting with the rhythm of your breath, with your intention that you set up for yourself today. And then we'll balance that out on the other side. Lift your heels, soften your knees, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit low, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, crown of your head forward, sit your hips back. Exhale, revolved chair. Same thing here, right elbow now tucks against your left knee. Hands are in prayer, use that as leverage. Knees are still in line with each other. Keep your weight in your heels. Keep your gaze forward, shoulders away from your ears. Stay for 1 more breath. Set your hips 1 inch lower. And then from here, begin to shift your weight into your left foot. Now peel your right heel off the mat. Maybe your right toes lift. Gently, slowly, take your time, step your right toes back behind you. You're in that revolved lunge. And if you need to adjust your stance like I do, then feel free to do that. Keep that twist right at your diaphragm. Keep activating that back hamstring. 1 more breath. Inhale, high crescent back to center. Lift your torso, lift your heart space. Stay on the exhale. Inhale to lengthen, neutralize your tailbone. Exhale, cactus your arm, tap your back knee to the mat. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. Inhale, lift, lengthen through your arms. And then exhale, warrior 2. Ground your back heel, bend into that left knee. Breathe here. Same points of alignment. And again, I want you to widen your stance. So depending how tall you are, you should be taking up most of the space in your mat here. This is gonna allow you to really activate through that back leg, stack that front knee on top of your front ankle. 1 more breath. Inhale to extend your front leg. Maybe you tuck your back toes in a couple inches. Exhale, triangle, trikonasana, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then drop your left fingertips down to the floor, right fingertips up to the ceiling. Stay with your breath. Imagining that you're ripping the mat apart here with your feet. You want a strong stance. You want energy running from the fingertips of one hand to the fingertips of the other. Maybe you gaze up, again keeping the chin away from your chest. One more breath. Press to your back heel, inhale, lift your torso. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose, open up the wall, forelimbs. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Put your right toes forward, parallel your left foot to the short edge of your mat. Now listen here, inhale, high crescent to the front. Pick up your back heel, square your hips, reach your arms overhead. Settle and exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, straighten your front leg, hands to hips. Maybe you bring that back foot a couple inches forward, setting up for pyramid pose on your right leg this time. So before we start, draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale, crown of your head forward, lengthen through your spine, pull belly button in. Exhale, hinge your torso forward. Staying for about 3 rounds of breath here. Let your head and neck be heavy. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, low lunge, bend into that front knee, pick up your back heel, plant your hands down. Inhale, three-legged down dog, kick your right heel back behind you. Exhale, downward facing dog, drop your toes. Inhale, high plank, shift forward. Exhale, option to flow, option to skip it. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Breathe here. All right, friends, keep breathing here. I'm gonna walk you through a short balance challenge to strengthen our core. When you're ready, inhale, sweep your right leg back behind you, three-legged down dog. Stay on the exhale. Start to play around with your balance by peeling your left hand off the mat. Maybe it comes off for 1 second, 2 seconds. Maybe you reach behind you, start to grab your right ankle. If you need to shorten your stance or widen your stance, feel free to do that. If you want to pause the video to play around with this a little bit longer, you can also do that. But I want you to know that you're probably practicing this at home, right? So this is a very safe space for you to make some big, amazing strides and some big, fun mistakes. So I want you to play around, let yourself stumble, let yourself fall. All of these stumbles are just signals that your body is taking in new information. It's learning and potentially growing. One more breath here. And then release your left hand, drop your right toes. Maybe you pedal into your feet. Maybe you shake your wrist. We'll do that on the left side. Inhale, three-legged down dog, left heel sweeps overhead. Settle on the exhale. If you need to readjust your stance, feel free to do that. If not, start to play around with lifting that right hand. And know that this side will be a little bit more different. Maybe you have more balance, maybe you have less, that's okay. Play around with it. Lift it maybe 1 second the first time, 2 or 3 seconds a second. Maybe start to reach behind you, grab that ankle. Taking whatever time you need here to play. Again, this is your playground. You get to explore. You also get to take a step back if you'd like to. But just take about 2 more rounds of breath here. When you're ready, find that downward facing dog. And just breathing here in silence for about 3 cycles of breath. One more breath. And when you're ready, lift your heels, soften your knees, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, chair Utkatasana, sit low, reach high. Stay on the exhale. All right, we're gonna find another balance challenge here. Keep rooting through your right heel. Start to peel your left heel off the mat and then your left toes, finding this balancing mountain pose. From here, you have the option to stay here, option to bring your right hand to the outside of your left knee and then draw your left fingertips back behind you, finding this twist. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you play around with just extending your right arm to the front, using your lower abdominal muscles here to keep that left heel lifted. Stay for the inhale. Stay for the exhale. Back to center, inhale. Exhale, hinge your hips back, chest forward. Keep your left leg afloat. Find your supported warrior three. So maybe you use blocks here under your shoulders. Maybe you just keep your fingertips on the mat and hold for one breath. Power through your back heel and then rotate your left pinky toe down to square your hips. Find one straight line here from your back heel to the crown of your head. One more inhale. Stay for the exhale. One more inhale. Can you lift that heel 1 inch further up? Exhale, low lunge. Step your left toes back behind you. From here, settle for the inhale and settle for the exhale. Inhale, high crescent, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, power lunge, hinge your chest forward, draw your arms back behind you, breathe here. Keep lifting that back heel, lifting your torso so your belly does not touch your thigh, right? You want to keep using those abdominal muscles. One breath here. Inhale, high crescent, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, extend your front leg, bring your hands to your hips, and then same as pyramid, just bring your left foot a couple inches forward. We're gonna start to set up for our revolved pyramid pose. So let's break this down. I want you to keep your hands to your hips. Draw that left hip forward, right hip back like a clock. Inhale, reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, keep your right hand on your right hip. Maybe you drop your left fingertips either to a block, the mat on the inside of your foot, or if you want a deeper twist, bring it to the outside of your foot here. From here, inhale, gaze forward, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right and breathe here. So twisting can make breathing a little bit hard, right? But I want you to continue to breathe. Use it as an anchor into your strength. Maybe you keep your right hand on your hip. Maybe you start to reach your right fingertips up to the ceiling. Keeping those hips square to the front. You can always widen your stance if you think you have a little bit more space here, making sure that back heel is still grounded. Just stay for 2 more rounds of breath. One more inhale. Maybe you twist a bit deeper. Exhale, low lunge. Bend your front knee. Pick up your back heel. Frame your hands around your right foot. From here, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, supported warrior three. We've been here before, right? Listen here though. I want you to inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Shiva squat. Bend your right knee, bring your left knee behind it. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, open, lengthen. Exhale, Shiva squat. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Shiva squat. Option to stay here with your fingertips on the mat. Option to bring your hands to heart center if you want that balance challenge. Just 1 round of breath here. Let yourself wobble, let yourself shake. And then drop your fingertips back to the mat. Listen here. Inhale to open. Bring your blocks. We're gonna start with the highest height off the block, right? Bring it to frame your right foot. Inhale to lengthen, gaze forward. Exhale, draw your left knee towards your nose. Start to sit your hips back and listen here. We're gonna find a pistol squat. So start to walk your blocks back behind you. Start to sit your hips further down and then extend that left leg out in front of you. Just stay here and breathe. Keep flexing that foot, lifting your kneecap by activating your quadricep. Maybe you start to send those hips even further back here. Beautiful, just stay for 1 more round of breath. Find your strength. 1 more inhale. Exhale, release your seat to the mat. Move your blocks if you use them. Listen here. Keep your left leg active. So you're gonna do that by keeping your left toes reaching up for the ceiling. Left hand wraps around the blade of your right foot, the outside edge of your right foot. From here, inhale to reach your right fingertips up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist. Reach your right fingertips to the back. Option to stay here with your knee bent, or option to extend your right leg out in front of you. Find that twisted huron pose. And if you need a strap, you can start to wrap that around the blade of your foot as well. Hold for 3 rounds of breath. Shoulders melt away from your ears, making sure you're not leaning back or forward, rather you're centered. Making sure that left leg is still active. Yes, every single muscle and limb is working here. One more breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release, drop the sole of your foot down to the mat. Drop the left sole of your foot down to the mat too. And then cross your ankles under your seat. Step or jump back, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. 3 rounds of breath here on your own. And then we'll do all of that on the other side. This is fun, right? Lift your heels, soften your knees, travel to the top. Inhale, gaze forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, chair pose, sit low, reach. Stay on the exhale. This time, start to transfer your weight to your left foot. Maybe you spread all left toes on the floor. And then start to peel your right heel off the mat. Right toes off the mat. Lift your right knee in line with your hip. Breathe here. Making sure that you're not hiking your right hip up. Hips are square. Pull your button in towards your spine. Whew, I'm having trouble breathing. Staying here for one more breath. Can you lengthen? And then option to stay here. Option to wrap your left hand around the outside of your right knee, and then reach your right fingertips back behind you. And again, option to stay here. Option to use your core strength, and then extend your left arm out in front of you. One breath. Inhale back to center, arm sweep overhead. Exhale, hinge your hips back. Reach your right heel back behind you, supported warrior 3. Again, if you need those blocks, bring them in. If not, keep lifting that leg. Keep lifting your gaze forward. Drop that right hip slightly in line with your left. One more breath. Can you lift that heel 1 more inch? One more inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Drop your right toes behind you. Bend into that front knee. Inhale, high crescent. Sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, power lunge. Hinge your chest forward. Crown of your head reaches for the front. Palms face down. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. One breath. On your next inhale, high crescent, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your hips. Extend your left leg. Tuck your back heel a couple inches forward. Setting up for that parivrtta trikonasana, revolved triangle. Right hip draws forward, left hip back. Inhale, reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, right hand to the mat, a block or the outside of your foot. Left hand stays on your hip. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left and breathe here. Keep plugging that back heel into the mat behind you. And then an option to start reaching your left fingertips up to the ceiling. Just 3 rounds of breath here. Notice where your mind goes when things start to get challenging. Be kind to yourself, be loving. One more breath. One more inhale. Exhale, low lunge, bend your front knee, pick up your back heel, frame your left foot with your hands. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, gaze forward. Exhale, supported warrior 3. We've been here before, right? Lengthen that back leg, lengthen your spine, inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat, right knee behind your left. 2 more times, inhale, open. Exhale, Shiva squat. Last one, inhale, open. Exhale, Shiva squat. 1 breath here. Again, maybe hands stay, maybe they come to heart center. Lean into the challenge. And then wherever you are, extend your leg back behind you, extend your left leg, bring your blocks to the highest setting, slightly framing your left foot. Inhale, lengthen, gaze forward. Exhale, draw your right knee towards your nose. Start to sit your hips back and then start to walk your blocks back behind you. Again, setting up for that pistol squat. Yes, you can. Point those right toes forward. Keep that left knee on top of your left ankle. Use your blocks here for support. Power through. Can you lift one more inch, one more breath? One more inhale. Exhale, release, drop your hips, move your blocks. Activate this right leg, activate your quadriceps. From here, right hand wraps around the blade of your left foot. Inhale, reach your left fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, twist. Option to stay here with the knee bent, or option to start extending that left leg. Maybe you use a strap. Keep activating both legs. Your right leg stays active. Gaze maybe follows your left hand. 3 rounds of breath. Chin away from your chest. Shoulders away from your ears. One more inhale, lengthen. One more exhale, twist deeper. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop the left foot, drop the right foot, cross your ankles under your seat. Step, step, or hop back. Flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Take a deep expansive breath in. HA, exhale. Let go of any heat, any tension. 2 more times. Inhale, fill up. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Hold it at the top. Hold, 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 hold. And then side out. Just breathe here. On your next inhale, sweep your right heel back behind you. 3-legged down dog. Exhale, low lunge. Gently step it through. Bring your left knee to the outside blade of your left foot. We're going to set up for that seated twist. So I'm mirroring you, right? Your right foot is outside of your left knee. Option to keep your left leg bent or extend it out in front of you. Whatever you pick. Inhale to lengthen through your spine. Reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, twist to the right. Hook your left elbow outside your right knee. A little bit of a deeper twist than the first one that we took in class, right? You can always just hug your knee too if that feels kinder in your body. 3 rounds of breath. Puff up through your chest. One more inhale, sit up an inch taller. Exhale, back to center, and then take a slight gentle counter twist. Just rotate to the left side. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, swing your right leg back behind you, setting up for your half pigeon pose on your left leg. Left shin is as parallel as you can get it. Maybe it's a 45-degree angle, that's okay. Trying to keep your foot as flexed as you can. Right ankle is directly behind your right hip. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, gaze forward. Exhale, release, let it go. 5 rounds of breath here. And notice if you're holding resistance anywhere in your body, and just gently coach your body into relaxing, into letting go. One more breath. And then when you're ready, bring your hands back under your shoulders, untuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Inhale, 3-legged down dog, kick your left heel back behind you. Exhale, low lunge, step it through. This time, right knee to the outside of your left foot, finding that seated twist. Can you press the inner edge of your left foot down into the mat here? Keep your sitting bones down on the floor. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. Again, using your breath here to dictate the trajectory of this movement. Three rounds of breath. One more inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back to center, gentle counter twist, rotating gently to the right. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, swing your left leg back behind you, setting up for half pigeon on your right side this time. If you need a block under that right hip, feel free to do that. Inhale, lengthen, gaze forward. Exhale, release, let it go. Knowing that this side will feel different. Our bodies, unfortunately, are not symmetrical, and that's okay. Just accommodate accordingly without attaching any criticism or judgment. Two more rounds of breath here. And when you're ready, bring your hands back under your shoulders to lift your torso. Untuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Inhale, three-legged down dog, kick your right heel back. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll stay here for about 3 rounds of breath. I want you to notice how different this one feels from the very first one that we took. On your next inhale, gaze forward in between your hands. Exhale, drop to your knees, cross your ankles under your seat. We'll finish just with a quick happy baby. If you would like to take any other stretches at all, any other poses, an inversion, whatever it is, feel free to pause the video and then join me back for Shavasana. If not, just bring the soles of your feet out in front of you, scoot your hips forward, extend your arms out, and then slowly roll back down one vertebrae at a time. And then bring your knees to your chest. Maybe you rock side to side. Maybe you make circles with your knees like you're stirring 2 different pots here. One direction and then the other. And then grab the blades of your feet. Pull your knees down to the sides of your body. And take your happy baby. Maybe you rock one side and then the other. Maybe you extend your legs. Take whatever movement feels good here. Again, no judgment at all. And then when you're ready, just drop your feet down to the mat. Let your legs splay out, let your arms splay out. Take up all the space that you can. And then I'll guide you here through deep rest in Shavasana. So again, letting your body be heavy, let the floor support you. Imagine that you are at the beach, right? You're laying on the sand, feeling the way that the floor is molding itself into the shape of you. Your body is heavy against the floor, and the floor is making space for you to peacefully rest. Notice if you're furrowing your eyebrows. Notice if you're clenching your jaw. Notice if your shoulders are riding up towards your ears. Maybe you make space. Make space between your upper teeth and your bottom teeth. Make space between your 2 lips. Let go of your belly. Let go of your lower back. Let go of any remaining tension in any of your fingers and any of your toes. Let it all go. Know that you are safe here. And then just rest in Shavasana, and I'll wake you when it's time. Whenever you're ready, start to awaken your body by deepening your next inhale and your next exhale. Maybe you start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Again, you're welcome to pause this video if you'd like to stay in Shavasana for longer, or if you'd like to move on. Interlace your fingers above you. Find a full body stretch, lengthening your arms back behind you, your legs out in front of you. And then gently, slowly, taking your time, choosing whatever way you'd like to come back up, finding that easy seat that we started with at the beginning of this flow. And just bringing your hands to your knees, either palms down to ground yourself or palms up to receive. We'll take a couple rounds of breath here on our own. And just close your eyes, lengthen through your spine. And then when you're ready, just bring your palms back to your heart. Bow your head down in gratitude of your practice. Thank you so much for joining me today and always. Until next time, thank you.